she invited me to her church in Harlem, and from there I studied the Word, and then from there she introduced me to Rhonda Collins and Angie Quick, which is in the Hudson sector, and I began to study the Bible here with them, with the sisters. But the thing that inspired me was when I went to one of the Wednesday service, and Ceres was preaching to the young ladies, and her message was so powerful that it felt like God was really talking to me, and I was able to relate to it, and it was just so inspiring that from there I decided that I really wanted to become a disciple, that I wanted to follow God. My kingdom goals is to be a runner for God. And what I mean by that is, I see myself in this race, and in this race, I have competitors. And my competitors are all kind of ungodly things, like sin and demons and things. And in order for me to win this race, I have to be strong and fast. And the only way to get that way is by, growing in the kingdom. And my goal is to reach that the finish line first, because behind that finish line are people that's waiting and watching to rejoice with the winner. And if I get there first, I can share my faith and rejoice and just win souls over for God. So those are my kingdom goals. Have a nice day.
Hi again, my name is McDaya. I met Maggie King. That's how I started learning and going to church. I met her through my son. I got introduced to Tania, to Sandra Gibbs, and even Sari. Sari was one of the ones that really inspired me the most, because I was kind of scared of her for a little while. But once I got to meet her and got to know her more, it was like, you got to keep on going. The things that I was doing, she really explained to me the things that I was doing, and all the things that I was doing in my past were totally ungodly. And it just pushed me more. And one of my kingdom goals is to, being that I work in the hospital, and I see so many unwed mothers and young mothers with so many children that are they're just lost out there. And being that I am a single mother now with 5 kids of my own, that I would like to show them, talk to them, and explain to them how good the God life is. And just bring them out to church and talk to them. And that is my kingdom goal. Thank you.
How I became a Christian. All right, that's an interesting story. I was working at Betty Young School in Jersey City, and I was on my lunch break, walking my way, and here comes Sari, so jumpy, so excited. Oh, hi, would you like to, she was inviting me to church, and she gave me her number. Call me. I said, fine. I wrote her my phone book, never called her. Never even gave it a second thought. About a year later, bam, I met Eldris, when I went to the temp agency in Raleigh, Newark. It was so interesting, and Eldris just saw my resume, and because I happened to live behind her, and right back of her, so she said, oh my God, what is this? And she just picked my name, and she chose me. It's like I was chosen. And then when I saw Sari, I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, that lady invited me a year ago. I have her number in my phone book till today, and I never called her. It was great. I was very tense when I first came, because I always said, oh, I can't do this, Christian righteousness, not me, I can't do this. But I saw the lives of the sisters, and I was hanging around them for so long, and I was so hesitant, but just something just struck me. And especially when I went to Stacy Fridley's, I believe, that night, I just broke down, and after that night, things just started coming out. I just confessed, and I just got everything off my chest, and that's when the changes started happening. I'm not a person prone to change. I don't like change too much. So, one of my kingdom goals is for people to see the change in my life, and they know that if Jeanette could change, if this affected Jeanette, if Jeanette, what what's the change in Jeanette's life? Let me see what she's doing, and I could just take them with me like flocks. Oh, it would be lovely. That's what I want. That's my kingdom goal. Really. Peace.
Hi, my name is Bob McIntyre. I'm a Jersey City resident and I was baptized on March 14th, around about midnight. To tell you the truth, that was the best thing that happened to me in a long time. I was fortunate enough to be in a business with Erica Washington and Ed Morris. And Erica was the first one that came to the church. And as a result, she brought Ed through, and then they both started working on me and brought me through. And that took some time because at first I wasn't ready. I was really ready to stop doing what I was doing before. Those of you that know me know that my first thought always was get that dollar. And with me, it was always work. If I wasn't working, I didn't feel like I was doing enough. And basically my whole thing was to get material things in my possession. But since Erica and both there were working on me and I saw some changes in them and I thought it was positive, I decided, okay, my first thought was let me get them off my back. I'll come over to a Wednesday night and see what's going on. So I went one Wednesday and everybody in the church made me feel comfortable, so I came back a second Wednesday, and everything worked well then. So then they was talking about come out for shooting. Well, I wasn't down for shooting because from where I am on Claremont, I was like, I'm not getting up any extra early than I did before to go to some church. And I went one time again to get everybody up my back, and I got scooped. I just felt the power, I felt the love, and I felt the companionship. And I said, this is something I need because in the church I was at, I wasn't getting it. I've always been seeking, always been looking, always been trying to get some answers. And after I was introduced to Russ, I got my answers. And that's when I decided to start studying the Bible. And again, that was the best thing that happened to me. My life before this was colorful, to say the least. There's not too much I haven't done in my past life, all of which I know I won't be getting back to in this life. I'm just saying that to say that whoever you're going after, whoever you're looking to bring into the church, have patience. I mean, Ed and Erica had patience with me, and here I am. I'm just saying, if somebody like me can come through, anybody you know can come through. I guess another tape, another time we can get into some stories, but right now, my main thing is to let everybody know, in terms of me being here, there's been such a change in my life that I know I need to get to these other people that I know personally and get them in the church. It's always been asked, what is your kingdom goal? Well, actually, basically, I would like to be able to baptize somebody once a week. Once a week, just get in there and dunk somebody, get them baptized, get them to know who they are in a relationship with God, and let Jesus open up their mind and their hearts. It happened for me, and it can happen for anybody. How I try to keep track of that is I have this little index book, and this thing has changed because most of the time, I was doing it just for business, collecting names and getting business. Now anybody who's in here, there's only 7 so far, I'm like 11 days old in the kingdom, but everybody whose name I put here, they will be coming through the kingdom, even if I gotta keep going back and keep going back. But I intend to fill one of these books every month. And as I fill it, I might need some of your help to get them in there, to get them to understand the relationship with God and what they need to do. And it's gonna happen. I know it'll build up slow at first, but I will be to the point where I'm baptizing somebody every week. That's my goal. I just feel that strongly about it because there's so many people whose paths I ran across, and whether it was friendly or we collided in the past, it's time to get them in there because the darkness I was in before is nothing compared to what I'm in now. It's a wonderful feeling, and I just hope and pray that as I continue on, that you guys are praying for me also, that I continue to grow, I continue to grow in strength and faith and as a disciple and do things right. And I know that if you guys see me do anything that's not correct, get with me on it. Help me out. I'm just getting here. I guess you can compare me to an infant. I'm still crawling around. So if you see me stumbling or something's not right, let me know. I'm still learning. All I gotta say is it takes patience, perseverance, and you're not being afraid to walk up to somebody, get them talking about themselves. 9 times out of 10, when you have someone start to talk about themselves, you make a mental note. Then you come back with it to them later and they'll remember. In this little book, I got names, I got people's addresses, phone numbers, but more importantly, I put down what they said to me. When I see them again or I call them again, I ask them about that situation they were mostly concerned about. And as with me, with them, they'll say, hey, this brother cares or this sister cares. And that's where the relationship starts. It's not like you got to jump out there and say, hey, I want to be your friend. It grows slowly. But when you start expressing that, hey, I'm with this church and it's a bunch of young folks and a lot of good things are happening, not trying to take you away from your church, but have you ever studied the Bible? I mean, really studied it and understood your relationship with God and Jesus? Have you ever done that? And it's surprising, most people tell me no. And they're pretty big churches. I won't name the churches, but they claim that they're in big churches, denominations, we all know what that's about. And when you express your feelings to them, and I might point out a passage like in Matthew or Luke or something like that, I said, just look at that, and maybe we'll talk about it later. And I've attracted people who say, you know, they're going to come. I go to their house and pick them up a couple times. They go, there's no problem because tomorrow's going to come anyway. And you got another person to meet, and you always get back to them. All I'm saying, I know I'm running on, but all I'm saying is keep at it. God won't let you down. You got to go. My goal is one a week. He's going to get me to that point. I have the faith that that's going to happen. And whether or not it's going to happen in this church or maybe through somebody I meet, it's going to happen. And if I can help somebody else do the same thing, meet them same goals, then I've done everything I could do.